Good morning, children. I have already shared part 1 of chapter 2, The Sound of Music. Hopefully, all of you might have understood that. Now, I'm going to teach you with part 2, The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Before we start with the text, dear children, I have certain queries in my mind. We can take it as a pre reading activity. Dear children, first of all, we should know what is a Shehnai. We all know that it's a musical instrument, and many of you might have seen that because it is quite auspicious. The Shehnai is being played in the weddings, in other ceremonies, in processions, in temples, in religious ceremonies. So definitely you might have seen that. In your NCRT textbook, certain individuals have been given over there. It's a task for you that you need to identify that who these magicians are, these singers are. And Shehnai got its fame because of Bismillah Khan. You can say that he was a father of Shehnai. Before you read, two questions have been asked to you, that whether you know all these people, what are the instruments which they play. Says I've told you that you need to find out their instruments, their names. You do need to do certain researches for that. As far as the second part is concerned, think of the Shehnai and the first thing you will probably imagine is a wedding or similar occasion or function. And as I've discussed with you that as the Shehnai comes into mind, it comes into mind that certain ceremonies and temples, maybe weddings or other kind of functions, you recall them. And then you will be able to recall Ustad Bismillah Khan. Many of you might have heard this name, but we will learn about him a lot through this text, that what role he played in making Shehnai one of the famous musical instruments, dear children. I'm beginning with paragraph 1. All of you might be well aware about Emperor Aurangzeb, who banned the playing of musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Dear children, once upon a time, various musical instruments were being played. Pungi was one of them. So Aurangzeb, the Emperor Aurangzeb, you might be well aware about him, he banned the playing of pungi. Pungi, as far as pungi, the musical instrument is concerned, you might have seen snake charmers around you. You might have seen that musical instrument in their hands. That is up to some extent, that is the pungi, that is the real pungi. That pungi had some shrill sound which was not good to the ears of the emperor. That's why he banned that in his court, because of its unpleasant shrill sound. Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Underline that. When it was being banned, it became the generic name, basic name for reeded noisemakers. It was synonym to noise only, nothing else. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. And dear children, no one knows what is there in the future, what is going to happen over there. So that's how it occurred, that no one had imagined that this pungi would ever be revived. And how it revived, how the revival took place, it is very important to know. A barber of a family of professional magicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. So how it happened? A story has been given over here, a barber of a family of professional magicians. So there was a barber, all of you are well aware of this, of a family of professional magicians, and who had access to the royal palace, who could easily go to the royal palace. He decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. He thought that I have to improve the tonal quality, the tone of the pungi. Because earlier the king rejected it, he banned it because of its shrill, unpleasant sound. But this fellow, he decided to improve its tonal quality, dear children. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem. Many of you might have seen that. There are certain stems which has some hollow stem in that. That was longer and broader than the pungi. And it was quite longer and broader than the pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. And what was done? That 7 holes were being done on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds are produced. And when he started playing that natural pipe, with those holes, those openings, it started creating some soft and very melodious sounds. He played the instrument before royalty. And he played that instrument in the court, in the emperor's court, before the royalty, and everyone was impressed. It was quite influential because the sound was quite melodious. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. Now it was not a pungi, it was a new name, it was an improved instrument, so it needed some new name. As the story goes, as it was being heard, it has been told, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers, as this instrument was first played in the Shah's chambers, in the chambers of Aurangzeb, the Shah, and was played by a Nai, a barber. The instrument was named the Shehnai, because of which it is called Shehnai. The question can be asked, why this instrument is called Shehnai? Because for the very first time it was played in the chambers of the Shah and it was played by a barber. That's why it is called as a Shehnai. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious. And since its beginning, dear children, as I told you earlier too, its sound was considered auspicious. Auspicious. Do you know what is auspicious? Quite pious. And for this, quite holy. And for this reason, it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. And for this reason, it is played in temples. Because of its auspicious nature, it is played in temples and is an indispensable component. Indispensable means to say an important component of any North Indian wedding, dear children. You can find so many Shehnai players in the weddings. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Nabat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments. Dear children, this is very important to notice here. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Nabat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments. It was a traditional ensemble, a traditional gathering of 9 instruments found at the royal courts. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. And till date itself, it was being used in temples and weddings. And do you know to whom we can give the credit for this? The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to none other than Ustad Bismillah Khan, dear children. This name is very important as far as this musical instrument is concerned, because the credit for the success of this instrument goes to this individual, this great magician. Now, how it happened? Why the credit should be given to this individual? What he did for Shehnai, we have to see that. That text further writes, as a 5-year-old Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond. Many of you might be well aware of this game, Gilli Danda. It's a traditional game which is being played in villages. Many of you might have played that. So Bismillah Khan used to play as a 5-year-old child. He used to play Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumrao in Bihar. This is a place, Dumrao in Bihar. He used to play this traditional game Gilli Danda over there as a 5-year-old. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri chat. So what he would do, apart from playing this traditional game, he would also go to the nearby Bihariji temple. He used to visit the temple. And why he visited that? To sing the Bhojpuri chat. At the end of which, he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg. This 1.25 digit is having a lot of importance in the Hindu traditions. 1.25 is very important. Okay? So, he used to get such a big laddu. The weight was 1.25 kg. A prize given by the local Maharaja. And who gave this prize? The local Maharaja. He used to give that. This happened 80 years ago. This is not the talks of the day, but it all happened 80 years back. And the little boy had travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. And dear students, the small child, the 5-year-old child who used to go over there And around 75 years from then, the little boy traveled a long distance, earned a lot of reputation, and he was able to receive the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. All of you can do that, dear children. You have to be you have to achieve your targets in various fields to receive this highest civilian award. It's an inspiration for you. So born on 21st March 1916, underline that. This is very important. When Bismillah Khan was born, he was born on 21st March 1916. He belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. So he had got music in his blood. He belonged to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. Even his grandfather Rasul Bakhsh Khan was a Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court. His father Paigambar Bakhsh and other paternal ancestors. Paternal means to the side of his father. Not maternal but paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. So you can say that Mr. Bismillah Khan had received this coaching, this training, this guidance of Shehnai from his ancestors, from his father, from his grandfather. Okay, so it was in his blood. The music was in his blood. The young boy took to music early in life, and he began these sessions of music quite early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house, just see the age, the tender age of 3. The tender age of 3. His mother took him to his maternal uncle. He was taken to his maternal uncle's house. All of you might be well aware who is the maternal uncle. Maternal uncle's house in Benares, now Varanasi, and where what happened? Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. Even at his maternal uncle's house, he used to watch the practice of Shehnai. So at his paternal home, at his maternal home, at both the places, he used to watch Shehnai to be played over there. Soon, Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Bakhsh. And very soon he started accompanying his uncle Ali Bakhsh to the Vishnu temple of Benares, where Bakhsh was employed to play the Shehnai, where his uncle was employed. And he used to play Shehnai in the temple of Benares. Just imagine, children. At this crucial juncture, this kind of secularism is required. That Ali Bakhsh Khan, he used to play Shehnai at a Vishnu temple. Okay? See the beauty. Ali Bakhsh would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Ali Bakhsh would play the Shehnai. He used to play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated, quite attracted, okay? Completely spellbound for hours on end. And he used to sit over there, completely spellbound for hours on end, just watching, listening carefully. Slowly, he started getting lessons in playing the instrument. And slowly he started receiving lessons from his father, from his maternal uncles, and would sit practicing throughout the day. And for the whole day he used to practice that. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maya at the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts. And for years to come, the temples of Balaji and Mangala Maya. These two temples have been mentioned over here. They might have been there. On the banks of Ganges, on the banks of Ganga, they became the young apprentice favorite haunts. Apprentice. Someone who is learning the nuances, the basics of the art. He's an apprentice, right? You might have seen these apprentices working under supervisions of some workers in the workshops where you can go for mending your vehicles. So you can find them there also, learning the nuances, the basics of those arts at the workshops. So here the young apprentice favorite towns, these two temples were, where he could practice in solitude, in silence. The flowing waters of the Ganga. How inspiring it has been, dear children. The flowing waters of the Ganges inspired him, motivated him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. And sitting beside the Ganges, the holy river Ganges, he used to improvise and invent ragas. He was inventing some new things, some new ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of Shehnai. but he was also experimenting on them, making them successful over there. Such an individual he was. So, dear children, we can say that right from the childhood days, it was very much clear that this child is going to do something big one day. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. And at the age of 14, he again accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. Underline that. He went to Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of the recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, and he met Mr. Fayaz Khan, Ustad Fayaz Khan over there, and he patted the young boy's back. All of you know how to pat your back. So patted the young boy's back and said, work hard and you shall make it. These were the motivating words for this small boy. Work hard and you shall make it. With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938, when India was not still free in 1938, an opening was done for AIR, All India Radio in Lucknow. And there, Bismillah Khan got the big break. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio. And he used to play for AIR, and his Shehnai was being heard by everyone in the country. Because at the time, such revolution was not there. The communication revolution was not there. So AIR was the only medium. All India Radio was the only medium. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, dear children, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with the Shehnai. He created history, dear children, on 15th August 1947. And he became the first Indian to welcome the nation with his Shehnai. Why? Because Shehnai is auspicious. He poured his heart out in Rag Kafi. And what he sang over there, Rag Kafi was there from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave him famous Tries to Destiny speech. And he played that music, Rag Kafi, in the Red Fort, in the presence of the first Prime Minister of the country, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who gave his speech later on, the Tries to Destiny. Bismillah Khan had given many memorable performances both in India. And the respect, the admiration, the appreciation he was getting, you're well aware of that, by this fact that he got the opportunity to play his rag on the eve of 15th of August 1947. He gave many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro. Underline that. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan. So he went to Afghanistan. King Zahir Shah was there. He was spellbound with the maestro's beauty of the music, that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets, that the Shah, with great admiration and happiness, respecting this great maestro, presented him with priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs, memorable items. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated. He was not the only one. King Zahir Shah was not the only one who was fascinated by his art. But film director Vijay Bhatt, who was so impressed with hearing Bismillah Khan, but who was there? Vijay Bhatt. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. The film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after his instrument, Goonj Uthi Shehnai. The film was a hit, and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai, Toot Gaya, turned out to be a great chartbuster. You might have heard this song, you can hear that on YouTube. Dil Ka Khilona Hai, Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chartbuster, dear students. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, dear children, it's very difficult to digest success in life. You do hard work, you are determined to do that, and after doing a lot of hard work, you achieve success. But on many occasions, it becomes difficult to digest that success. Okay? You're not able to, but still, you have to be so kind, so generous that you can easily achieve that success. You can easily digest success so that people may not blame of anything to you. Success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two. And although he was a huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannad venture Sanati Apanna. I just cannot come to terms with the artificiality and glamour. I mean, when someone asked Mr. Bismillah Khan, you are such a great player of Shehnai, why didn't you able to work properly in movies in the celluloid world? So he said that I am quite realistic. What he said? I just cannot come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he said, with emphasis. That this artificiality and this glamour, these two things are beyond my reach. He said that. What a gentleman he was. Awards and recognition. And dear children, when you do something great, definitely the awards and recognition come to you very thick and fast. Thick and fast, underline that. Thick and fast, quickly. Awards and recognition come quickly to you. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. One of the greatest honor. He was invited to perform at the Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. A great achievement. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal in the Cannes Art Festival and the Osaka Trade Fair. He was also invited at World Exposition in Montreal in the Cannes Art Festival and the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, dear students. Remember that. It's very important. He became so renowned internationally that an auditorium in Tehran, you might be knowing where is Tehran, was named after him, Tahar Masiku Ustad Bismillah Khan. This is the name of that auditorium. Whenever you get an opportunity to visit Tehran, you can visit this auditorium too. Now, dear children, coming to the next paragraph, national awards like the Padam Shri, the Padam Bhushan, the Padam Vibhushan were conferred on him. The government of India was quite happy, wanted to do the honors to the gentleman, and he was awarded with, first of all, Padam Shri, then Padam Bhushan, then Padam Vibhushan. What more is required? He was given the Bharat Ratna, he got the Padam Shri, he got Padam Bhushan, he got Padam Vibhushan. Such a fine gentleman he was. I beg your pardon. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award. In 2001, he was conferred with the highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. In 2001, with the coveted award, with the prestigious award. Coveted award means prestigious award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting and with rare happiness, he said. What he said? All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. And when he was receiving that Bharat Ratna, he said to the people present over there with great happiness, with great pride, that what I want to say to you all here is that teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. And he emphasized upon that even the West is coming to learn our music. So you must teach your children music. In spite of having traveled all over the world, he got this opportunity to travel across the globe. Khan Sahab, as he is fondly called. With love, with respect, he was called Khan Sahab. He is exceedingly fond of Benares and Dumrao, but he had a great love for Benares and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. And they remain the wonderful towns of the world. Okay? Benares and Dumrao. Although visited internationally, he traveled across the globe, but still, Benares and Dumrao were the two places which had a great place in his heart somewhere. A student of his once wanted him. See the beauty of this gentleman. Once upon a time, what happened? A student of his, he wanted him to head a Shehnai school in USA. The student requested Khan Sahab, that Mr. Khan, I want to open a Shehnai school in USA. And the student promised to recreate the atmosphere. And the student promised to his master, to his teacher, to recreate the atmosphere of Benares by replicating the temples there. And he said, Guruji, don't worry. I will replicate the entire atmosphere of Benares in USA for you by replicating temples there. But do you know what happened? But Khan Sahab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. And he asked a question. And dear children, what he asked? My dear student,
would you be able to transport river Ganga as well? And later is remembered to have said, that is why whenever I am in a foreign country, he said later on that whenever I am in a foreign soil, in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. I am always eager to come back to my own country, my Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the Holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique Matta of Dumrao. And when he said, when he's in Banaras, he missed the unique Matta of Dumrao. Okay? Matta, all of you might be knowing that. So, dear children, that was the personality of this man. That was the character of this man. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage. Underline that. Very beautiful line he has been written over here. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of rich cultural heritage of India. Okay? Cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. And it's what I told you earlier too. One of the greatest examples of secularism in this present era. A devout Muslim he was, but he used to play Shehnai every morning at Kashi Vishwanath temple. Such a unique thing to see these days, dear children. Wonderful thing. Okay? So such kind of people lay the foundation of this nation, lay the foundation of this country. They're the greatest example that how unity survived in this nation. How people stayed together, they lived together with love and brotherhood. So in the end, Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006, and it was very sad to declare here that he passed away. He left for his heavenly abode on 21st of August 2006 at the age of 90. It was a long journey of 90 years after prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral. It was an honor for him. He was given a state funeral, and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. And on his demise, one day's national mourning was declared, dear children. National mourning. Okay? See this word mourning. So, one day's national mourning was declared, and it was a great thing for that individual who lived for the nation, who lived for the country, set high standards for the people, set high standards for himself, dear children. So, we all must salute this individual, this character. What a wonderful character he was, and what kind of credit he received, okay, for taking Shehnai to the next level. So, with these, I end the second part 2, dear children. Hopefully, all of you might have enjoyed that. Listen to the video carefully, read it time and again. If you have any queries, just put your queries in the comment section so that we can answer your queries carefully. And after reading it carefully, you can answer the questions. Till then, goodbye. Take care.